Good afternoon. My name is Josh Bayles. I'm going to conduct a business continuity plan briefing for Sum Logistics. Sum Logistics is a locally owned business that has been in operation since 1982 that has provided three aspects of business: container sales and rentals, job site trailers, sales and rentals, and custom build projects to the customer specification, such as for job sites, hunting camps, or any other needs of the customer. Sum Logistics does provide the capability of transporting these custom build projects, containers, or trailers across the state. The business continuity plan's purpose and scope. The purpose of the BCP will allow for the continued operation of Sum Logistics in the event of an event that suddenly unexpectedly impacts the business, such as flood, fire, or some other reason where we can't access the business. The scope: the BCP supports the continued operations of all aspects of operations at 3453 Truck Street. The manufacturing bays and office area are addressed specifically in the plan. The storage yard is not covered in its own portion of the BCP at this time. The BCP objectives: the primary objective is to allow Sum Logistics to continue to meet customer needs by continuing to meet all legal, contractual, environmental, and personnel requirement needs. Upon activation of the plan, continue to provide rentals and sales services under the reduced capacity in meeting with the RTOs. Resume construction of custom build projects within the RTO if the facility conditions will allow. And that's just saying some things will be outside of our control of what is needed to continue operations on those projects. The assumptions made and damage assessment. The assumptions will be only a portion is rendered inaccessible. This means either we can use the office side or the bay side, or neither, but be able to continue operations with what we have on site. Lifting equipment was not damaged in this, as there are multiple pieces of lifting equipment on site and some in storage. So this doesn't take into account we're losing all equipment. All of personnel will be available. This means our primary full-time employees. The BCP doesn't cover operations using temporary employees. The warm storage tent is not damaged. The BCP uses the warm storage tent as an alternative site. If for some reason the BCP or the warm storage tent is damaged, the BCP doesn't cover other operations, as that would be so specific to the need of that custom build project. It would be determined on a by need basis if it was something we could do outside in the storage yard. That's just on the project specific that we're not currently working on. So operations could continue, but it's not part of the BCP. And then we will continue to have access to offsite cloud storage data that is not interrupted. This means we could continue to access our offsite storage things for the continued use of those programs. The damage assessment will be conducted in the event of any damage occurs. This could be a small fire, a large thing. We'll always do the damage assessment. Separate damage assessments will be conducted for the office area and the manufacturing bays, as they are different portions of the business. Damage assessments will be conducted using the Appendix A and B found at the end of the BCP. And for the projects and the damage that is done, for building materials and equipment, forklifts, welding systems, those will all be inspected using the weekly status forms, as they would be the most up-to-date starting point to assess what is currently happening with those pieces of equipment or the building materials that we have on hand. The BCP Activation Criteria covers 4 levels of incidents that could impact Sum Logistics. The level 1 incident, only a small portion is damaged, and continued operations could happen immediately. A small fire, a damaged system, a damaged computer, something such as we can adjust and just continue normal operations. Level 2 incidents where a portion of the office is damaged to an extent that the alternate site is needed or it is rendered inaccessible. If it's accessible, the damage assessment will be conducted, and then the BCP will be initiated for that. The level 3 incident is where the manufacturing bay is damaged to an extent the operations can't be accomplished or is inaccessible. We will conduct the damage assessment if it's accessible, and then enact the BCP from there after those damage assessments have been completed. The level 3 incidents where both manufacturing and office bays are rendered somehow inaccessible or damaged in a way where we have to enact the BCP. Now, the BCP Orders of Succession, there are only 10 full-time staff at Sum Logistics, and the Order of Succession covers those. If both owners are out of the area when something would occur, we can see how that would change the orders of succession. The BCP recovery teams are, as seen here, they don't include temporary workers or subcontractors, as those are specific custom-built project requirements. Now, if BCP is enacted, operations are continuing in a way where we can continue on with specific needs. Subcontractors may be involved, but that is a project-specific requirement. The owners, Mike and Christy Rapaski, are listed, with Christy being the BCP manager, as she has the most constant day-to-day knowledge of what is going on with both aspects of the office side of the business and the manufacturing bay process. The county coordinator is Blaze Juniper. He will manage what's going on with both those separate teams to allow Mike and Christy overall control. The office team is headed up by Ellen Bayles, and the bay team by Harrison Gray, with the other employees falling under them. And the workers can be switched in and out depending on what is going on outside of the team leaders. The BCP Communication of Information. If the BCP is enacted, Summit Logistics has 3 types of messaging that they will follow up with. It's the initial message. With the current contracted projects, owners will be contacted by one of the Summit Logistics owners to ensure them of what is going on with their project, and the administrative assistant will send out mass email, text messages, and all forms of digital communication to allow all the vendors, small customers, transporters, all the other people that have some kind of contact with Summit Logistics, what is going on with the business or the status of their projects. The follow-up message will be pushed out to, as the situation develops, to allow all concerned parties knowledge of what is going on. And upon return to normal business, the owners will contact the contracted project owners to inform them of the status change, and the office assistant will update all media to reflect the change to normal operations. The emergency operations centers used during the activation of the BCP are as follows. The level 1 incident, no changes needed, EOC is not established. The level 1 incident will have the EOC established in a job site trailer near the primary building to allow continued operations. The level 3 incident will not require, the EOC will be established in the back office portion of the Summit Logistics office, the one that's located between the office and the break room, and it can be controlled access to allow the EOC operations to be conducted separately from the normal office operations. The level 4 incident will require a job site trailer to be established in the storage yard, and it will serve as the EOC until normal return to operations. The BCP Alternative Site Locations, level 1 incident, does not require any change. The level 2 incident requires a job site trailer with 2 entrances with a separate office space to allow for separation between normal operations and the EOC operations, and the necessary equipment to conduct the operations, office equipment, and all other small items needed. The level 3 incident projects will be continued to worked on in the warm storage as specific project materials and equipment are available. That goes back into some things that are so specialized, spares are not at hand or readily available. So those will be conducted on a case-by-case, project-by-project basis. The level 3 incident, the alternative site for that will be the job site trailer to continue the operations of container sales and job site trailers, sales and rentals, with custom projects being completed as available depending on that project. The BCP recovery priorities and RTOs. As you can see, custom build projects, we have a 1-week RTO, container sales, the 1 week with a moderate priority. Job site trailer rentals, a low priority with 1 week, and the high priority administrative functions have 3 days to become fully operational again. The BCP orientation will be conducted with all staff, subcontractors, and temporary workers upon the completion of plan review. Primary staff will be briefed on the plan, and the teams will develop their own plans to add to the BCP, the full BCP. The office team will conduct a functional relocation exercise in September along with the Bay team. Plan maintenance, as these things are completed, the plan will be adjusted, or if there's any changes in equipment, procedures, here at Summit Logistics, the plan needs to be updated and maintained. After the completion of the functional exercises and after actions reviews, the team plans will be added to the Summit Logistics overall plan. Upon update, the old versions of the BCP will be accounted for and destroyed to prevent using bad plans in future activations. This completes the briefing of the Summit Logistics BCP. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me.